He liked you, you know.
Oh.
He really liked you.
Oh, Joe! All right, so I got a passing grade with your uncle.
Passing? On a scale of 1 to 10, you got about a 25.
Oh, that really matters to you, huh? I mean, suppose he hadn't liked me.
No chance, not a chance.
Oh, really? I mean, suppose what you felt for me, what you say, is true.
What I say? You want another demonstration?
Soon. But really, what if it was true and he said nix?
He wouldn't do that. That's not his style. Siobhan, cut out the academic questions. After all, I didn't take you over there to meet him before I fell in love with you. I said it again. I love you. So, naturally, Tizo likes you.
I liked him, too. A lot. I suppose he likes most of the girls you bring around.
What girls?
Well, you've said that there are plenty of women in your life.
Were. But they didn't meet my uncle.
None?
One. A long time ago, things didn't work out for us. Till now, I'd never met anyone special enough to present to Tizo. Did I tell you you're special in my life, Siobhan?
I'm getting the message. Thank you.
Believe it.
You know, one thing I really like about getting to know you better is you're becoming believable. You stopped hiding behind that macho number and putting up the off-limit sign every time I ask you a serious question.
You've done a little hiding yourself, you know.
Absolutely not. I've been remarkably upfront with you.
To a point.
I've told you everything. What do you want to know?
How special am I to you?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Don't kid. That's one of the ways you hide.
Yeah, I've been told that before. Joe, I don't want to hide. I don't know how to answer a question like that. You're very important, or I wouldn't be here. And I love to be with you.
Who else have you loved?
Now, what is this? I've told you about the other men in my life.
The guy in college, the sheep herder was a poet, the lawyer.
You've got them in a computer up there.
Look, I don't want to question your past, but I need to know where you've been emotionally. Were you in love with those guys?
No. Thought I was at the time, but then I got very deeply involved with someone and, well, now I know the difference.
What happened?
Nothing. We weren't right for each other, that's all.
Good.
Jack?
Out here, Mayor.
What are you doing out here?
Thinking.
About what?
People who are important to me.
What would that be?
You?
Could be saying I told you so.
I imagine it hurt enough hearing all of that without my being smug about it.
I sat on the sidelines. I watched Ray move people around, according to her plans, getting them exactly where she wanted them, and then convincing them that it was their idea to begin with. Oh, how could I have been so stupid not to know that was happening to me?
Because she didn't want you to know.
All the conversations at the beginning about no commitments, no demands, all the ground rules. And then everything happening very, very relaxed, very naturally, very easily between the two of us. And the whole time I was being acquired.
I'd say it was a tribute to her skill.
Oh, I would love to lay into her. The truth of the matter is, though, Jill, it wouldn't have happened if I didn't want it to happen.
That's a pretty large admission.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, I guess I thought about it a couple of times.
No. I would meet her more than halfway. She had a lot to offer, and I wanted all of it.
She shared all those ambitions, and you cared a lot about her.
I did. I knew she was vulnerable, Jill. I just never realized she was that desperate.
She loves you. I mean, that's so clear.
Yeah, but it's the kind of love that it eventually uses you up, you know?
Okay, it suffocates. Maybe that's why it's easier with Seneca and me, because I knew he would always try to take control of me, and I had to run. I had to be free.
So did I. And I feel I am now. You know, it's funny, Ma used to say that things like that just don't happen by chance. She's right. Ray would never have shown that side of herself to me without Providence arranging it.
Ray and Seneca can work together, but they can't rearrange Providence. But they can do a lot.
Jill, a little while ago, you asked me if I was willing to take the consequences of breaking up with Ray.
I know that has to be clear now. Ray is an adversary. And obviously, it could hurt your career.
I don't think so. But let's, for the moment, let's suppose that it does. You know, all right, a year ago, I had a similar choice. Maybe it wasn't as clear. Maybe I thought you were being unfair to me, but the fact is, I did put the campaign ahead of you. And I have regretted it every day of my life since. Now, here we are, a year later, and by some miracle, I have the same choice. You see, I know what it's like to lose you. So they can do whatever they want to. I just need to have you with me.
Oh, Frank.
Something.
Sorry, Ma, did I wake you?
No, dear. I was just saying my evening prayers. Are you all right?
Did I tell you?
Well, he said you had a little too much to drink and went over to Nancy's.
A little too much. Ma, if you're gonna keep Dion as a bartender, you better teach her how to measure, or you're gonna go broke.
Delia mixed the drinks, eh?
I shouldn't blame Dee, though. She didn't pour them down me. I was tired, and I guess they hit me harder than usual.
Well, do you want to talk about the details? Of course, you don't have to.
Lately, I can't seem to get within 5 feet of Nancy without making things worse for her. I also embarrassed her and her mother, and made a first-class fool of myself. About now, Adam Cohen must look like the Prince of Wales to both of them. Only Jewish, naturally.
I don't understand. Are you saying Nancy is seeing someone else?
Would you call sitting next to somebody at the ballet or having a sandwich together, seeing somebody?
Not necessarily, no.
Well, unfortunately, I did. Anyway, Adam is Dave's doctor. He and Nancy are just friends, that's all, at the moment. But if I pulled out of the picture, I'm sure it would turn into more.
Are you, thinking of doing that?
Adam Cohen would like it a lot. And God knows he's the answer to Beryl Feldman's dreams. She'd give them her blessings and give them their famous candlesticks and start knitting for the grandchildren.
Oh, Patrick.
I know. I'm not sneering at tradition or making light of religion, but...
But what?
I thought those things were supposed to be comfort for people, not a trap.
Son, you know I'd do anything to spare you this hurt.
But it was inevitable, and you warned me.
No, I wasn't saying that. No warning would have kept you from falling in love with Nancy.
I'm not sorry about that at all.
Well, what are you sorry about?
Causing her pain.
You've had your share of that, huh?
What hurts the most is knowing that my love for her and wanting her can't bring her anything but more tsuris.
What?
Tsuris, a Jewish word for misery. I've picked up a few things.
Tsuris, yes. And, where does this conclusion lead you?
I know where it should lead me. Out of her life. Make way for Adam. He can give her everything she's been brought up to expect. Shabbos dinners and Jewish babies. A subscription to the ballet. Well, I could manage that. Damn it, she doesn't love him. She loves me. She may not be speaking to me at the moment, but she loves me. What is this, Mom? What is it all about?
Patrick, I think you have the answer to that one.
The Catholic home. The Catholic marriage. Only it isn't anything I feel, and it isn't anything I'm willing to let someone else define for me anymore.
Are you sure, son?
No, obviously. But I'm sure I love Nancy, and that ought to be enough to get around these things. I can't give her up. Not yet. And I can't leave things the way they were tonight.
Yes. Only I've been doing some thinking about us, too. I've come to the conclusion something's got to give. As much as I hate to admit it, Siobhan was right. Something's got to give. And for a change, it's got to be me.
I thought that we were coping pretty well lately.
Oh, Jack. Marriage isn't coping. Sure, sometimes, but not every minute of every day. I don't want you in mind to look at the time I give you as some kind of special gift. Don't you resent that?
Sometimes. I've told you that.
You've told me. But did I hear you? You hate it, but you keep on giving and I keep on taking.
Mary, I don't get it. Now, none of this is news. What happened?
I'll tell you. I woke up a few minutes ago, all of a sudden because the space next to me was cold. And I reached out, but you weren't there. And before I could reason, you had to be someplace close by. A little voice went off in my head as clear as day. Well, what'd you expect, kiddo? It's finally happened. He's gone.
I've told you 100 times, I'm not going anywhere.
Suppose you're invited. And that wasn't all that happened. It was more like the last straw. I've had a new kind of awareness today of all the choices I make all the time. I took Ryan to the park this morning. Feeling guilty as hell because I wasn't researching tomorrow night's feature. There was a lady there who knew her, obviously.
"Hiya, Ryan," she said, and Ryan smiled and said hiya. And she gave her a pretzel.
I know who you mean. Lady goes to the park every day. She feeds pretzels to the pigeons.
Yeah. And then she said, I knew she had a daddy, but I didn't know if she had a mommy or not. Jack, she wasn't trying to make me guilty or pass judgment. It was a statement of fact. Cut me like a knife. If she doesn't know, does Ryan?
Ryan adores you. And she knows that you're her mother.
Maybe Ryan's all right. But I don't see her the way I want to see her, the way I meant to see her. And I don't see you that way either. I miss you both so much. Maybe some jobs work fine with marriage and motherhood, but my job right now is all wrong. So tomorrow I'm going to go and talk to Thatcher, ask him to take me off the 6 o'clock news.
Mare, you might be just as unhappy if you quit.
I don't think I have to. But I don't have to work 80 hours a week or any hours if I don't want to. I'm going to see if I can do features, just 2 or 3 a week. A part-time job with hours and days for us all to share together. Oh, what's wrong? You hate the idea?
I love the idea. I love you.
I'm going to tell you something I never said to anyone before.
Better be careful. Remember, I'm starting to believe you.
Good. I'm going to marry you.
What?
You don't have to say anything. We'll discuss the details later. I just thought I ought to tell you now so you get used to the idea. I'm going to marry you, Siobhan.
This has to be the best night of my life.
So far. Did you sleep at all last night?
A little, here and there. I would start to doze, and all of a sudden I'd wake up. And you would be there. It was incredible. I mean, it was just all this joy started coming rushing back.
It's so simple, isn't it? Until we were meant to be together, and here we are together, and everything else...
Everything else is going to take care of itself.
Why did we ever let things get so complicated?
Oh, I don't know.
We let so much get in the way.
Like Ray and Seneca.
No. I meant more my ambition, my ego.
You know, what you said before about making the wrong choice, going more than halfway with Ray, that helped me a lot.
That's good.
Made me think that I ought to tell you that you were right about something.
Well, that's a comfort. What?
Me and marriage. That I did put up all kinds of barriers, artificial ones.
Thank you for saying that. You are so totally, completely, absolutely wonderful.
No, I'm not. But you are.
Well, I guess we both fit the criteria then.
What?
Well, I was just thinking that the very first thing I'm going to do when I get out of here, when we get to the outside world, is buy a plaque for that elevator. We're going to set it up, and on it's going to say, on this freight elevator, in the month of August, in the year 1979, Francis Xavier Michael Ryan and Gillian Coleridge Ryan were stuck together.
Yay!
For good.
Terrific.
What? What's the matter?
Nothing now. I just don't want it to end. And the sun's coming up.
Hey. We'll get through today.
Frank, listen, I want to tell Seneca right away. I want to ask him for an immediate divorce.
You're in for a fight.
Maybe not. Not when I tell him about us. He always said I never stopped loving you. He'll be glad to know he was right again. What about Ray?
Well, I'm going to find her. I'll tell her as simply and as kindly as possible.
Well, she may react like the proverbial woman scorned.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, we've got a couple of hours before the worst is over.
I wish it was over now.
Well, in that case, I propose we both get up, get dressed, head into the city, and face the music.
All right.
But, on the other hand...
What?
On the other hand, you're looking so good, and it's going to be a couple of hours before anyone is up.
True.
We've got a heck of a lot of time to make up.
What if the perfect guy for you is in LA, or DC, or New York City? Get ready to take a holiday, a new original reality series, all new this Wednesday at 10 on SoapNet.